very, very solid all-in there. And do you think he'll do something like that again on this map? I don't think so.
Well, we'll find out here. It's certainly a very different map, a lot smaller. Even though natural to natural, it is a pretty long walk distance. It's nothing like Atlanta Spaceship, so we'll see if he has a little bit different in mind. But here we are, guys. We're in the game. And down here at the bottom right-hand corner, down 0-1 at the moment, our player from Prime, it is MarineKing. And his opponent here in the top left-hand corner of the map, pink Zerg player and representative from Millennium. It'll show it here in just a second, I promise. It is Stephano.
There it is. Okay, so we'll have to see here if MarineKing decides to... No, it looks like he is actually going to wall off here. He's not going to build the supply depot right by his command center, as we've seen in the last few games. And there we go, the GLHF full name as well. MarineKing Prime spelled out in full.
And MarineKing is just happy to be here, throwing back the smiley faces there as he says his good game, good luck, have fun. So game number 2 now, and Antigua Shipyard is kind of a cool pick out of MarineKing. It's got enough flexibility that allow him to move medevacs throughout this map, or at least it's small enough, I guess I should say, that he can be very maneuverable, but there's not a lot of space around the outside of the map. Those units can still be picked off by Queens, Hydralisks, etc. pretty easily.
Very true. And there we go. Once again, the barracks right on top of the command center here. Kind of an interesting location. Does make things a little bit easier later on in the game, I feel.
Oh, wait. I have to look at that stat real quick, because apparently we're all supposed to hashtag where's Cujo at IPL4.
Where is Cujo?
I am shocked. I actually haven't asked Stephano about that, but now I'm going to ask him, so... Or troll him, or steal it.
Where is Cujo?
I don't know.
Maybe someone has it. Maybe somebody's trying to steal his mojo and throw him off.
Cujo was there at South by Southwest, but apparently not now. So let's go ahead and see, as it looks like once again MarineKing going to save up for that 1-Rax gasless FE. We'll see if he goes down the same sort of route as he did last time. Stephano, once again, 15 hatch, 16 pool afterwards.
Yeah, no second depot from MKP either, so we will see a command center here on the low ground in just a second. And you know, despite not having Cujo, it would seem so far that his luck is unaffected.
No kidding. I mean, honestly, this was going to be his toughest test in the entire tournament. You know, he's fresh off of his IPL. Well, I don't want to say fresh off his IPL3 win, but you know, he's been taking down tournaments quite effectively. He is the reigning IPL champion. He's got to watch out though. This SCV may go down to just 5 hit points. A couple additional being brought off the line, but Stephano chasing down that SCV like a madman. Oh, nice job raising the supply depot, and the drone not going to be able to get in there.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Drones can't do anything. They can't jump. They can't burrow.
They're not like pesky probes, always denying Terran structures.
I know, right? so now we do have MKP with the double gas follow-up here. Gonna drop a factory. Now, is he going to drop that second factory? Is he going to go into mech? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. There's the first factory right there. I would imagine a reactor going to come to follow suit there and get some Hellions out on them.
Yeah, almost has that 50 gas, and we'll see it here in just a second. And I promise you, we'll be here in a bit. No, there's not. There it goes. All right, so
he canceled the Marine
down. And yes, he has, because he wants to go ahead and get that out a lot quicker there. Looks like Zergling speed is up, but once again, Stephano pulling all of his all of his drones off of gas now for the time being.
Now, where is he going to go from here? Only time will tell. He just does have that single factory right now. No additional Raxes have been added. No second factory, so probably just going to throw out those first couple Hellions.
Yeah.
See what's going out on the map. Now, Stephano, on the other hand, once again, not even starting. Oh, and we're going to follow it up with the Banshee this time.
Yeah, so a start board is making its way out to the tech lab. Is already being queued up there by the barracks, so we'll swap on. And I remember that meme on Reddit for quite a while that was like, I think it was MMA, the first person to do this against Dongre Goo back at the tournament right at the end of the year, the Blizzard Cup, as it was Reactored Hellions doesn't work, Cloak Banshees doesn't work, Terran still wins the game. But we'll see if Stephano's going to be able to deflect that this time around.
Well, the thing that I really like about this build is that, you know, the Banshees just give you so much map dominance in the early and the mid game, and their ability to take out Banelings, Roaches in small numbers is amazing. It's so nice to have. Now, is he going to get Cloak? Yes, he is. So Cloak is on the way right now for MarineKing. He's banking on these Cloak Banshees doing a significant amount of damage, and it's very important that they do.
And they could do just that. Stephano, up to now, has been pretty late on his evolution chambers, and we'll see if this time is going to be any exception to that rule, so I do not believe he has one down yet. No, just finishing up the Roach Warren 4 now, so those Cloak Banshees are going to hit pretty darn quickly. Oh, but there are 6 roaches on the way now for Stephano. We'll see if he follows this up with a ton of units afterwards. No, just droning up, so those are just defensive roaches and such for now.
Still no Evo, still no layer.
Yeah.
Things, the clock is ticking here. We do have Cloak on the way and Banshees.
There we go. Double evolution chambers being put down right now.
Okay, now, can he get a Spore up in time before the Banshees are in the mineral line with Cloak ready? We do have the first Banshee making its way across the midfield right now. It will head into the main, it looks like, and is he going to have Cloak? No, he doesn't have Cloak just yet. It's about 20 seconds away.
Yeah, about 20 seconds away. MarineKing actually taking a third base as well. We can see Stephano's vision. He should be able to pick up on this Banshee now, and already a Spore Crawler getting put down. So MarineKing going to sit at the back for a second. Cloak just about to finish. We already have that siege technology coming up right now.
It's very surprising that he didn't just wait for Cloak and then head back in immediately. Right after that, just a slight delay there, not picking off as many drones as I feel he could have, but
yeah, he only has 1 kill to his credit right now.
Exactly.
And Stephano is putting up a third hatchery at the moment over at the 9 o'clock position for now, but MarineKing did decide to produce a second and then a third Banshee following this up, despite the fact that he knows his opponent already has that detection prepared, but just feels that those are going to be pesky enough. He can pull units apart. He can continue to do damage with those Banshees in the air.
Now, seeing this, MarineKing's response was to drop 2 engineering bays of his own. You want to go double upgrades? I'll go double upgrades. We'll go toe-to-toe. And they're both relatively close on upgrades now. Second, or is it the third Banshee? 1 Banshee. Okay, yeah, that is the third Banshee. 2 Banshees taking out the third right now. Spore Crawler waddling its way over there, trying to get into the action.
Yeah, but that 6-second seat time is just too much, and unfortunately the Banshees are going to have to move away, dealing a little bit extra damage to that hatchery, though, which is under 500 hit points. So certainly has made that a risky proposition for Stephano this entire game, because even a small attack would be able to get it. Is he going to survive? The third Banshee trying to pick it away. 150 hit points, 100, and it survives. Stephano holds on to his hatchery.
There we go. I thought we were going to have a repeat a la White Raw Stephano, where he lost his Greater Spire after several transfuses, but this time around, Stephano able to hold on to a very critical building at a critical point in the game.
Yes, he is. Macro hatch coming up now for Stephano as well, so he finally has production over at his third. MarineKing, though, of course, was able to finish up his third command center as well, and he does have a couple of defensive siege tanks back at home as well to help defend that relatively small choke point in between the main and the third.
Interesting. Now, this is what's great about the Banshee. It just gives you so much map presence. You can prevent the Zerg from scouting. And that's just what Stephano's doing right now. He's sacrificing these 4 roaches 100% for some perfect information. He wants to know what he's making. He wanted to see that third too, but he didn't get a chance.
Yeah, but I think he can suspect, by the way, that MarineKing already had the units up in position around by the entrance. He's got to think that something like that is out. Now, Stephano actually taking the gold here outside of the Xel'Naga Tower. That is within range of MarineKing. He has picked up on it because he had control of the Xel'Naga, though. So a few Hellions are going to try and bust their way through. And already it looks like enough units in position to drive those away.
Yeah, Stephano using just enough here. So many units in production for Stephano right now. 2-2 is on the way. 20 Lings joining the party here. Roach speed. I mean, the production tab for both players is just so long right now. Upgrades across the board. Hatchery is getting harassed a little bit here with a single Banshee and a few Hellions. And I don't think he's going to be able to take that out. It looks like Stephano is making his move across the midfield right now. Wants to press the action.
Yeah, he does. He is kind of in massive unit production mode very soon, though. Pathogen glands being started for some infestors here in a bit as Roach speed is just about to finish up. 1 Banshee does go down there, and Stephano does have a considerable amount of resources built up at the moment, so really wants to dump things into infestors whenever he can.
Ooh, another macro CC going down here for MKP, going up to 4 command centers. He needs to do something to compete with this gold, because if I know Stephano, he is going to Maynard some drones over there or just produce 20 of them and rally them all to the gold. But once that gold really kicks in for Stephano, it's going to be so hard for MarineKing to keep up.
And 5 investors are indeed done, and we do have Hive Tech just finishing up as well in the next couple of seconds. Big drop coming in for MarineKing, though, around the right-hand side, and I don't know if Stephano has picked up on this quite yet. Trying to pressure up the front, but the siege tank position is actually excellent for MarineKing. Not much damage going to be done there. Yeah,
it certainly is, and I love the single Viking just patrolling the map all over the place. Here we have a macro hatch. And as this drop comes in, our observer is going to stay glued on it.
Yeah, but, Stephano breaking down the rocks around the third as well, so he wants to open up another attack path. Oh, already the Ling's being brought back now. Oh, catches those with fungal growth. Beautiful awareness by Stephano. One more fungal growth, and hopefully the Queens in tow as well are going to allow him to clean both of those up. One medevac just barely getting away.
All right, if this wasn't a LAN tournament, we could easily call Stephano a map hacker at this point. That was some beautiful, beautiful awareness from him. It's that sixth sense, and we've seen him do this throughout the tournament. These Marines will get cleaned up here after picking off a hatchery. Small victory right there for MKP, but just talk about presence of mind.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he caught up, this is just ridiculous, his presence of the map. So, very nice job on his part there. Did catch a little bit of lucky break as those infestors kind of popped up right before that drop showed up, and he caught him as they were moving across the Overlords, but still, beautiful awareness now. We do have a ton of Ultralisks being produced. Chitin is splitting on the way as well to give them the additional 2 armor. A few Lings trying to rally in and take out those Hellions in the middle of the map. I don't know if he's going to be able to force MarineKing off of that position, though.
Oh, wow. MarineKing just doing an excellent job right there, sieging his tanks on the low ground so that they were out of vision. Stephano actually couldn't see those tanks. Now he's making a huge move on the gold. Stephano is just overwhelmed at this point. He doesn't know what to do. Now he's making a move back towards mid, but it's a very dicey situation. Ultralisks coming into the mix right now. Does Stephano have enough to crush through here? I don't know. It looks like MKP has the perfect combination of units. He's going to be able to clean up these Ultralisks and take the mid ground.
Yeah, the Ultralisks were actually sitting behind the Roaches as well that allowed the Sea Shanks to get a couple of free hits on them before they were ever able to engage. Stephano did catch a little bit of a lucky break, though, able to fungal 3 of the tanks at a time. But now Stephano making his way in with a couple more Ultras. Don't think that's going to be enough, though. The tanks are a little bit higher DPS in pop-up mode when they're not in siege mode, of course. Yes. But they don't deal out that AoE.
The much vaunted pung-pung mode.
Yes.
And he's slowly leapfrogging his tanks into a very aggressive position. I don't know if MarineKing has enough to outright end the game here. He might be making a mistake, trying to commit a little too far. Stephano does have a lot of units on the way. We'll just have to see if MarineKing can reinforce fast enough. The one thing he cannot lose is all of these siege tanks. They're in a very precarious position right now.
Yeah, sitting on creep as well. The Zerglings are going to be able to get right up next to them very quickly. However, MarineKing is rallying with so much stuff. Up by 50 supply. There are the mules. He thinks he's got this. And he actually blocks the Ultralisks from being able to make their way in the most effectively. So the mules actually had a purpose there. But MarineKing going to push his way into the third, and that's probably going to go down as well.
And what a timing push we just saw here from MarineKing. I mean, talk about the surgical knife just exacting a perfect push. And I know we don't get to see Ultralisks very often, guys. We've got a very good zoom in on this one right here, but he no longer exists, and it would seem all the Ultralisks are now extinct.
That is true. 194 supply to 117, and MarineKing taking kind of an interesting situation at the beginning of the game where his drops, his Banshees were all cleaned up pretty effectively, turning it on its head, and looks like he is going to roll to victory here in a bit. Just has to deflect a few more Ultralisks and Zerglings, but he's already got a ton of units behind.
Yeah, he really does, and he just can't compete with MarineKing's economy at this point. He has a orbital at the gold. He's muling away, when he's not manor muling, of course. He's muling away at the gold as much as he can, and that army just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, now look at that. The income is hugely in MarineKing's favor right now. That gold's so effective for him at the moment. So continuing to produce a good number of bio units, going up to level 3 weapons on his vehicles as well. But the last couple of Ultralisks just stand in his way to victory. The Zerglings slowly streaming in. There's the well play. MarineKing has tied things up, and we're moving to game number 3.